Oh, you guys, good morning. Happy Thursday. And I know I promised I was coming back yesterday, but listen, a lot of stuff happened, transitioned, and uh, just changed my morning or changed my day up. So, unbeknownst to me, I made a plan, which is normal. That's why I don't say it out loud most times. I'm an Aquarius. We need to shut the fuck up, right? And not always announce. But anyway, I'm back for part two of Gumbo Patero. And we have the last four of the signs, guys, which is why I thought I could quickly come back and do those. But when I sat down this morning in meditations, I'm like, damn, Gemini, y'all not finished? Y'all not done? Listen, to be starting with them, they are the heaviest of the last four. So I would hope that this doesn't go as long as the first eight just because of them. Okay? But we back in the kitchen, and apparently part one was only the first boil because we still got four signs sitting on the stove looking suspicious. Now listen, yesterday we already had enough mess to feed a family reunion, but today, baby, we got somebody sneaking away, somebody back dealing with the next, somebody paying rent somewhere they barely sleeping, somebody trying to turn lust into love type shit. Somebody acting like being alone is a personality trait too. But there's also somebody sitting at the very bottom of the ranking, like, girl, just pull my three cards and leave me alone. Oh, excuse kind of me. So if you missed part one, go catch up. But if you came specifically for Gemini, Capricorn, Leo, or Cancer, baby, pull up your chair because Gemini alone brought enough ingredients to restart the whole damn pot. All right. So just to kind of go through what this is, if you don't have no interest in the other eight signs, which I'm sure you do, if you're at least coming here for Gemini, because listen, they got enough of their own stuff. But I just kind of want to recap on what the gumbo pot is because you, as you have seen, if you've been following the last few weeks, we returned with our generals, our love, and our money, career, wealth, and finances readings. Each having their own week, each sign having their own reading, right? So you're like, okay, well, what else is there? That's what I'm saying. There was leftovers, obviously. There was more that needed to be said. And so what we have come to do at this time is pretty much give you all the downloads, all the messages, all the extras, right? That came after all three of those readings were completed for your sign. So if you've not checked those signs out, go ahead and refresh your memory, go down memory lane. Those are for the month of August 2026. So we've done the generals, we've done the love, and we've done the money, career, and wealth already. Okay. So these are the messages that kept dropping after those readings. Sometimes just kept talking and talking and talking. Sometimes gave me one sentence and walked the fuck away. But then there were some signs that spirit apparently looked at y'all and said, I already told them what they needed to know, and they don't need no more. And they have not come with any more downloads. So I'm like, okay. So everybody's not getting the exact same amount of time. So if you have any of the other eight signs, you might want to go check those out. I don't know if anyone's time stamped them yet, but I should have time today to do that for both. Also, check us out on TikTok. We are clipping a lot of these things from all the videos or scenes are the best, parts of all the videos and placing them on TikTok. So follow us there as well. Okay. So you can get the best of the best. Now, let's go on and see what, because Gemini, Lord, listen, I was just like, oh my God. If I could even get back to y'all. And see, this is the part I didn't want to skip. So the rankings are based on how much you guys also participated in all the readings. And Gemini, you was the middle of the pack, a little past, but Spirit won't shut up. Gemini ranks number 9 statistically. TikTok was moderate, YouTube was moderate. Currently, you're middle of the pack, I'd say. But Spirit apparently does not give about the analytics because Gemini has one of the fattest damn gumbo folders in this entire reading. Y'all came back for seconds and thirds. And I'm just sitting up there about to have to tell y'all, no, there's no more. I mean, there is, but we have to give everybody some first. And then if there's some left in the pot, Gemini, we might let you have a to-go bag. Okay? So, So y'all came to the pot with a crock pot of y'all own. Okay? Now, just some things to recap on with you guys, because listen, it was just so much. Um, Gemini sneaking off, traveling, dealing with exes, pets, options, two-faced energy, and apparently needing to read the fucking room and aren't. I don't know what that's about because that's not like y'all. All right. Capricorn trying to turn lust into love and bringing somebody to the table that may not have been on anybody's bingo card. Leo sitting somewhere looking fabulous alone and acting like that's exactly how they wanted it. And Cancer, baby, Cancer is still the wild card. Y'all ain't saying much, but somehow YouTube keeps coming back for seconds. Okay? So, so we may have actually saved the best for last. We got hunting boots, Nikes, X's, dogs, travel. Listen, it's too much. Too much. Let's see. All right, let me get to some of my notes because I had to write them down. Trust me, I was just like, whoa, hold the up. Some of them were very repetitive, some weren't. So we're gonna start Gemini at 6:45. Okay, all the beginning was a lot of me just trying to get through the opening. 'Cause listen, uh, although they might carry this reading, there's a lot of energy around a good bit of most of the signs that are coming in the last four. All right. Yeah, because somehow every time I think Gemini is done, here comes another message and another and another. At this point, Spirit is treating Gemini like the group chat that keeps getting active right when I'm trying to go to sleep or wake up. And I'm like, what the fuck? Had me worried about y'all this morning. I'm sitting up here like, nah. Now, some of y'all could be living y'all best life in a sneaky way, though. That was another energy. So let's get in this bowl. Sneaking away, travel, Gemini. You guys may be, like I said, sneaking away. Some of you have been really traveling, okay? And I mean traveling. Not I went to the store. No. I'm talking week plus trips, one destination, then another destination, long stays, moving around, disappearing for chunks of time. Yeah, that kind of stuff. All right. And the question under all of this is, are you being fully transparent about where you're going and who you're with? Ooh, the tea. I couldn't wait to get to this part because I'm sitting here like cross watching. Because something here feels technically true, but not necessarily the whole truth. That's some Gemini type shit. My mom has this famous quote: "Don't let your right hand know what your left hand is doing." Or is it the other way around? Don't matter, right? Because don't neither one of them should know. Crazy work, but that's Gemini. All right. Accountability was also what came up. I got the image of Gemini holding your head high, holding your head up, but also needing to become accountable for some situations you may have tried to run from, escape, avoid, work around, or simply outmaneuver. Some of y'all had to face it. Others, you may have just gotten better at it, finding a way around having to be accountable. And baby, those are not the same thing, okay? Now, some of this has something to do with a pet child or co parenting, maybe even a parent responsibility. This came through very specifically. Some of you may have a dog, a shared pet, um, children, or some kind of ongoing responsibility with an ex. Okay, Gemini. And for some of you, that connection is still strong enough that it creates weekends, holidays, pick up, drop off type of stuff between the two of you, extended stays, long trips, continued access, continued communication with this ex. All right. Now, what I will say is this: I did get more clarification on, like I said, there's been where someone is putting on the face for the family, like you guys still go together and you don't. Okay, that's happening. Like I don't know if there were kids graduating or something with kids this summer, and y'all participated like y'all were a cohesive one unit, and that's not the case. Someone's moved out, someone's moved on, and now it's like, what are you still doing here? Hmm. And for some, the ex is still way more active than somebody realizes. Hmm. Not necessarily cheating, not necessarily everybody either, but active. Could be traveling together, staying over, family trips. Like I said, the share responsibilities, still operating like a couple in certain circumstances. And if you're dating someone new, this is when the tea really gets thick, okay? Baby, that's where the mess starts. Now, some of the resonance cues that came in was like hunting boots that I want, like that may be significant to Gemini in a whole different way. But they were like hunting boots, Nikes. I don't know why Nike was significant. Dogs, pets, exes, travel, holidays, weekends, sneaking away. Okay, take what resonates, leave what doesn't. Now, another message that kept coming in since your last message dropped was read the fucking room, Gemini. Read the fucking room. Like, what are you missing? Or are you trying to miss it? Geminis usually can read a room, so why aren't you reading this one? Somebody's face, body language, silence, distance, tone, lack of enthusiasm, or behavior is being missed. Or is it yours? Are you playing a role or putting on a that other Gemini that most people don't know? May already be answering the question you keep asking out loud. Now, the other download was about options, and potentially a lot of them could be in regards to dating, opportunities, work, money, people, choices. Some of y'all may have more options than you realize, and some of you, baby, you know exactly how many options you have. Now, there was an energy of two-faced energy, but this could be for your possible September headline going into that. Somebody has an issue with the person they are actually connected to, but instead of confronting that person, they redirect that energy toward outsiders, somebody else's relationship, somebody else's situation, somebody who wasn't even the actual problem. And my question is, why are you fighting everybody except the motherfucker you actually mad with? The fuck? I'm sorry, y'all. I know it's early in the morning, but y'all know my mouth when I get pissed. Sometimes that ain't even me. That's spirit. The other morning they say something. I was like, oh my god, I had to grasp my imaginary pearls. I was like, oh, y'all mouths this morning. I don't know who that was, but they said that's how it had to be said. Okay. Now, manipulation and or manifestation came through very heavy. There was also an imagery around spell work, magic, root work, trying to pull an outcome towards you. But the bigger question was, when does manifestation become manipulation if the outcome you're asking for requires another person's free will to change? Okay, so is this happening to you? Hmm. The newest message and the last we're going to go through, because the rest we're going to leave after these cards because they're here, because I knew y'all was going to do this with this long ass, intro. The newest message, and this is the one that came after I didn't get to Gemini yesterday. I stopped right before Gemini, and from then until this morning, Gemini, Gemini, Gemini. Then this hit. You let that man run you out your fucking house? And then, now I know he financially set you up in a good spot. He or she, take what resonates, leave what doesn't. But you don't even see the narcissism in what he's doing. He let you go, he let you go, you let him go, you left for a reason, right? That repetition matters. He let you go. You left. You left for a reason big enough that you were done. Then your voice thinks about how he treats your dog. So I can only imagine how he treats you when he's comfortable. That part. And then you going on this trip with him with family members. I guess just because y'all wanted to play like y'all was still family or something. Energy came around. I don't know if that's separate. You came back from the trip, y'all back together, and you literally not staying at your house no more. And you say you love him, or he loves she says she loves you. But if you loved him, you wouldn't have left. Okay, so you need to redissect that. Now you're over here paying for a house and still living with him. Now make that make sense. You're wasting money at this point. This isn't just should you be with your ex. The deeper question is where did your independence go? You had your own space, your own rhythm, your own movement, your own goals, your own life happening. And then the biggest part is that you don't even recognize your value, Gemini. Going back to this person. And you literally had so much life, was getting so much accomplished, getting so much done. Not saying you did everything alone, but there is a difference between having somebody beside you and having somebody whose presence interrupts your forward movement. And the fact that you don't have no type of identity or independence when you're with them, that's the biggest problem. That's the gumbo. Not simply you went back, but who are you when you go back? Do you still exist as yourself? Or do you disappear into the relationship again and then gumbo pot? I'm out. What? Gemini, let's pull these cards before Spirit gets a ninth damn chapter. So you got the Nine of Pentacles, Queen of Wands, and the Fool. Ooh. Told you it was fucking people, and I'm not pulling no more. But I'm gonna leave what's coming up, okay? Independence. This is past, present, future. Before some clarifiers, all right? Independence in the past, freedom to be yourself, success, self sufficiency, material security, rewards, efforts, achievements, and confidence. Whether you were with somebody or not, right? But currently, there's this courageous energy you sit in, being very confident, still independent, social butterfly, determined, fired up, attractive, and bold, but fierce nonetheless, right? And what's in the front of you are new beginnings, new opportunities, a new journey, freedom, randomness, adventure, instincts, leap of faith, daring to take risks, potentially. That's a choice. That's an option. But let's pull these clarifiers before we talk about the people. High Priestess and the Empress with the gift at the bottom, which is Six of Pentacles. So I told y'all in y'all generals, and I think I told y'all again, reiterating it in career, money, and wealth, Gemini, that you were going to be well sought after at this time on your journey because whether you're sitting in some good shit or about to go into some good shit, not only you see it anymore, okay? And that's where this independence is starting to get what's the word called disrupted. Fuck. I mean, I don't know what other way to put it. You have been able to remain as independent as you'd like when it comes to business, when it comes to your money, when it comes to everything. But something is pulling you towards the couple, relationship, and partnership side. This could be with work, because y'all know I don't like to talk love, but a lot of your downloads came from the love side, right? But it also talked about your money as well, too. And despite how you receive this money and obtain this success or whatever, we know that most of it was from your talents, from your doing, from your energy, from your hard work, no matter who was the investors, right? Because we talked at a point that there may be intertwined relationships from the past that may have invested in you, whether this was financial or energy. And now, although you're still walking alone, whether you guys are, I got a good bit of my either singles or separated people coming here. But I'm gonna talk to my couples in a minute too, because there's a lot of in between mess going on here where you're either on your way out, but I don't feel like you're still in. You're living an independent life, I'll say that. If you're still with them, you are walking around like you're single. And for the singles and the dating people, there is dating happening, but you don't see it as that. You just see it as you're doing things. While there's other people falling for you in the backgrounds. Some with good intentions, some without. But we'll, dive into that in a little bit because I want to get into the clarifiers before we talk about these people. Because High Priestess and the Empress came out. Two major energies. There was only one major energy to come out, and it was in your future energy. But the clarifiers were major. So I really believe this is, hey, pay attention. This is your unconscious dreams. This is your unconscious thoughts, intuition, downloads, if you are able to receive them. Mystery, inner knowing, and inner voice when it talks to you. Listen to it right now, okay, Gemini? This is also motherhood energy, fertility, hint, hint, beauty, love, nature, unconditional love, support, empathy, serenity, and grace. Okay? Now, the signs. Oh, listen. I don't like to go there before, like I said, applying it to the you first in the areas of your life, and then going into the part where we talk about. Give me a minute. Let me call my daughter. Then going into the parts that may apply to other people. Okay, so I told you about your thoughts. I told you about your intuition, and if you can't tap into that, you may consult readings and or someone who can tap into their gifts. Right. The Empress energy is something around the motherhood, whether this is your mom or someone you've made a mother or someone you'd like to make a mother or someone who would want you to make them a mother. Take it how it resonates, wherever you lie on that spectrum. Because fertility is heavy here, okay? Pointing to your present and your future. Now, it could also be significant to the past where there is this dealings where we talked about earlier on the connections with kids and things of that nature, right? This playing like I'm not gonna say that there's a multitude of you guys playing like your family, but there has been this big divide where it's being made apparent now. Girl, we've been not together. I am always married. I'm married over here now. Wow. But y'all kept it secret so long that people didn't even know or recognize. Somebody did on somebody's side, right? And so when we get to this inner beauty, inner love, that's where the choices and the options came up. Okay? You have them for my singles and my dating, even my couple who might not be trying to stay that way. Now, for the couples who are happy, because this isn't that, this is on your job, this is on your career, this is on your money front. Where you may have someone on the job front attempting to get into partnership with you nonetheless, but also could be the part where there's been the shade being thrown, the interruptions, the distractions, and not wanting you to remain so independent. But how that plays out, I don't know because it still looks independent to me with as far as your outcome in your future. Okay, but everybody's story different. That's going to take a individual reading and you know diagnosis. But this is more about the collective. And when it looks at the collective, this is looking. This appears as if whether there is a couple or relationship presented to you, you won't make that choice before the end of August. Okay. You are, however, presented with one potential possibility or two. Because I said that there are multiples. By the end of the month, you should know who, if you're torn still at this point. Now, let's get into the signs because it keeps saying, well, who? Let's go to this gift first, okay? Because this is the part we don't want to live out the manifestations, the manipulation. You got a lot coming for you. Positive gifts, nonetheless. Start getting ready, baby. So, the gift giving and taking, support, sharing, generosity, being helpful, being open, this is you, the being open part, all right? But this could be you also being swooned. That's why I told you about being paying attention to these potentials. Because for those who are looking at this from a dating sense, the singles and the dating, because I ain't talking about couples. Let me get some of my water. Hold on. You are you have been dating for a while. You do have your eye on if you've narrowed it down to one or two at least. And if you are, it's either you're uncertain about the two or you're uncertain about the one. That's it. That's all. Because the one makes you question. Now, the people that are coming up, there's a Virgo in your past. There is a Aries in your, I'll say Leo, Aries, or Sagittarius, but heavy on the Aries in the present, and a possible Aquarius in the future. There could even be a Pisces in the past or the present. And then when it comes to the present or the future, there's this heavy on this Aries again. Okay. So those are the people, if we had to look at people, but if we're not looking at love or relationships and its partnerships, we can use that significance too. However, I told you, if you're dealing with two or more people, Gemini, somebody in the two or three is not for your best in your best interest. Okay. They are, and look at you, they took up half the reading. We're about to close this out because this is too much. Um, Go check out your love reading specifically. If any of that resonates and matches, that's what you need. You may need to go and get a personal reading more indefinitely. I mean, more intentionally to get clarification on the choice you need to make, whether it's on in work, business, or love, right? But I would say this for those who are single, there's a lot of deflection happening. And you may be trying to put off like you're not interested, put off like you're not wanting to be in a relationship, but that's not the truth. And at some point, you're going to either run a potential away, or there is, like I said, these gifts, this swooning, that somebody's going to potentially do some magic on you. Okay, out of the three is what I'm getting. It's at least it's this is somebody with at least three prospects. So that makes it even harder to decide. But we're gonna leave that there, Gemini, because I want to get out of this energy. 'Cause I didn't know y'all was coming with all this mess. But what I will say is, one is an ex. One is an ex. One you're presently involved with, but there could be definitely people coming back in from the past. Okay, or you're trying to bring in, or they're trying to make their way back in, especially with where they see your success is. But I also see you potentially going back to someone in the past as well. But that's a private reading. I'm done with this. Let's clear this out because God damn, Gemini, Lord, who's next? Because oh my goodness, let's clean this energy out. Yo, I could not. You making? Oh, you know what? For that reason, I might put Gemini last if they ever do some shit like that again. Cause what the that? Spirit, let me cleanse this. Y'all, hold on. Closing Gemini at 26 minutes. That's ridiculous. No, that reading wasn't an entire 26 minutes, but I want to say it was a good 18. Damn. Y'all got my mouth hurting and I didn't take my medicine. I'm trying not to. Shit. I have to go get something as soon as I bring this child. Ooh, Spirit, please clean this space out because that was nasty work. What they got going on over there? Especially the spell work, the ooh. I mean like man don't even want to come in your house. What? Clean it out. Clean it out. I mean on frozen fruit. Well, they did frosting, so. Mm. Okay, Capricorn, you up next, and I'm definitely cross watching. You were number 10. Y'all had some engagement, limited reach though. Capricorn, y'all ranked number 10. TikTok was moderate, YouTube was moderate, so there's engagement, but the reach needs work. But y'all might just be busy, like y'all general said. Y'all ain't got time for this right now, and I get it. Y'all might pull through later on, coming back to look at the shit after it's already over, which is why I try to do my readings a little early. We're gonna be doing the September is probably next week, so stay tuned for that. Hit your notifications on bell so y'all can get ahead of the pack because listen, baby, the way these August went, y'all had all this going on with goddamn school going on starting. Now, in other words, the Capricorns who are finding me are watching. The problem is the rest of y'all are somewhere minding somebody else's business. Go get your people because apparently y'all got some business of your own that needs attention. Because y'all did have downloads, raw ones too. Y'all need to go look at that love reading. Okay, your archetypes. Oh yes, now I remember looking at my notes. Y'all archetypes were two Capricorn lovers. I had two this month that wanted to do the Capricorn, and it was Pisces. And the two archetypes they used was like OMG. And Pisces was Clarissa and Papoose. Guess who Capricorn is? That came up with y'all news this month. That was all in my feeds, and I just was like, they're giving. I don't know. Let me go see it. And it was y'all, Tim and Brene. Capricorn lovers that I did not know was going to be on the bingo card this year. Tim and Brene. That's it. That's all. Let's pull some cards. And honestly, that sums it up. If you are in TikTok or in our YouTube world, You know about them too. Listen, that's a whole story in itself, and we're not gonna get into it because I don't want y'all readings to be as long as Gemini's. Okay, not trying to play favorites, but that was too much. That was all in itself a full on reading. And honestly, listen, that's all we needed. Y'all, not all of y'all, take what resonates, leave what doesn't, because in this gumbo pot today, y'all decided to bring or try to turn lust into love with what y'all mixing up. Don't bring that shit in our pot. Between y'all and Gemini, I see why y'all was cut off from the first eight. Y'all coming in with this bullshit that ain't nobody trying to eat. We're mixing it up gumbo. And although and back in the day this was scraps, today it's been refined, baby. Y'all trying to cook like back when we were slaves, trying to turn lust into love because this energy was given lust first, attraction first, temptation, third party home wrecker type energy, then trying to turn something messy into something meaningful. Go look at their story. And baby, sometimes lust can't turn, and sometimes lust can turn into love, but sometimes people take chemistry and start trying to force it into compatibility. Those are not the same. So we're asking, was this ever really built for longevity? And don't look at them, look at you. Are you dealing with someone where you know it's not love and you just been there for the oh, oh, a situationship or something rather? Whoa. So we're asking, was this ever really built for longevity? Is somebody confusing intensity with love? Did somebody start in secrecy and now somebody wants legitimacy? Is somebody trying to make the ending justify the beginning? Just because it worked, don't mean it wasn't coming through all this other bullshit. Y'all are the result. Y'all are. Just imagine a child. Interesting. That is the result of the other woman. And I know they got a lot of people like that. Listen, no judgment. You're innocent here. But that's what I think of when they say this child, from the Bible's words, was born into sin. No, we know that goes even deeper if you're not married and all the other things, right? But just think of the child that was born with married parents and this, that, and the other, and they're looked at as the same as born into sin, according to the Bible. But this is what I'm looking at from the standpoint of this child is already born into disadvantage. Not being able to potentially know one parent or entire side of a family because of the choices that you made, right? That happens with many people, even if it wasn't that way. Even if you met, you tried it out, and then you just disconnect from the whole family totally. That happens. But that's not the story, Capricorn. Let's stop trying to deflect things. I'm not redoing a whole love reading. Go watch it. Go look at your love reading. This is the addendum. And baby, that was not on my 2026 bingo card. So let's pull the cards. Because I'm just like, y'all coming with the bullshit in the gumbo pot. This would be I see why y'all at the end. Y'all coming with what you put at the end of the gumbo pot. This when you start mixing and you start adding little salts and you just start, oh, what else it need? Put a little more of this. Put a little more. My gumbo ain't never made like that, boo. It's right the first time. We ain't gotta ever add no extras. That means you fucked up seasoning the meats, bitch. So in your past, because this is past, present, future, we got some clarifiers, and one tried to sneak out. Did I put it back? Look, at spirit safe, because it was the two of cups. Hint, hint. Let's go find it, and we're gonna read it as an option because it was blocked. There we go. Okay. And I'm gonna read it first. Because Two of Cups Capricorn is spiritual love, unfilled partnership. Unified partnership, I'm sorry, mutual attraction, dating, close bonds, connection, mutual respect. And Spirit blocked it and put it back. Y'all saw that? Go look back at the reading. I didn't do it. I was talking. But in your past, there's contemplation, sadness, unrequited love, discontent, emotionally disconnected, indifference, boredom. So I feel this could be an option, but there's choices for people, especially those who are already coupled, and this is where you are if you're still here, right? Not for my singles and my dating. Don't do that. Don't do that. We've been talking about because I think that you may have been faced with that choice, and don't pick that. This is your warning. This is your red flag. It looks all peaches and creams because he paying the bills and he doing this and she doing that and she do a mean. Yeah. But what happens when you do have that child and then he doesn't get the benefits? He doesn't, or she doesn't get, that's messed up. Three of Pentacles. It's current energy. Collaboration, teamwork, coming together, putting in effort, building something together, love at work. Some more mess. Y'all like doing this kind of stuff. Capricorns like messy stuff. Capricorns, I think, will take up probably 75% of messy TikTok. Messy talk. I'm on that heavy, y'all. Not messy talk, but on TikTok. So I see a lot of things, and it's crazy because I get to look at the different Aquarius, Gemini, Taurus, Sagittarius, Capricorn, Libra. You know what I'm saying? And I be right every time. Or spirit, rather. Let me take me out of it because listen, love at work right now. So are these different relationships? Contemplation, sadness, unrequited love, indifference, boredom. Maybe there were breakups for some of you. And now you have a relationship at work. Are they single? Hmm. I think y'all love reading has something like that. But Six of Swords, leaving behind conflict, moving on, distancing, accepting your lessons, understanding, reconciling, forgiving after fight, turning their back. Listen, hand in the pot, hand in different pots was very significant in your readings too. So hold on. Sorry, I had to make sure this kid was getting ready. You need to go get that other blue shirt, the little one that's on your bed. That was on your. No. Stop, Nola. No. Okay, go get that other small shirt. The other one that's on your bed and put it on the right way. And so, leaving behind conflict, moving on, distancing, accepting lessons, understanding, reconciling, forgiving after fight, turning their back. Okay? Could be looked at three different ways. For my couples, this is forgiving after a fight. This is also in the past, there was a disconnect. Maybe you guys teamed up and had come together. I see therapy and potential building something together, which is what allowed this to move forward, right? Not the messy shit, because it's always messy. And that's who I felt like more the collective was. There are the what do you say, the exceptions to the rule, and that's who that was. The exceptions are there was a disconnect in love with you and in your relationship. You guys started to build things together, put something together as an entrepreneur, right? And now, Capricorn, you move together and y'all are leaving behind the conflict. Y'all are moving on, accepting lessons, understanding, and reconciling, forgiving after a fight. Okay? But when it comes to the nasty side, for those who have, like we said in the beginning, lived like your archetype that we talked about in the beginning, then you, I don't know how you think that, and the quote that kept coming up is, how do you think that, they keep saying, how you turn a hoe into a housewife. I'm just saying, but they have stories of people who are successful. Isn't, they are not Capricorns, but what's your girl name? Start with an A. Alicia Keys. Wasn't she a hoe that turned into a housewife? That's a success story, but they're rare. They're very rare. And but that shouldn't be the end goal. What I feel is what happened with this situation. There was a lot of you who were feeling disconnected in the relationships you have. You may have found something new. Now this is something that has, I won't say interfere with work, but maybe y'all work together. And someone has to leave. And I don't know if this is leaving the position, leaving the role, because the type of work y'all do, this could be a superior and a, you know what I'm saying, position. However, there are some people who are gonna break up. There are some who are turning their back. But this could also be them doing this to you. So pay attention, Capricorn, because you could be busy working, so busy at work that you don't know this is about to happen. And some of y'all might be ready for it because y'all probably doing something on the side any damn week. That part. So that's your reading as far as what's left at your gumbo pot of what you got from the service this month, Capricorn. All right. So we're going to move on to the next sign. Let me get this cleaned up and we're going to move on to Leo. We got Leo and then who's last? Cancer. So let me get those prepped up. Yeah, my dog had to get put up. She see my daughter and she started going crazy. Like, where you been? Okay, so let's cleanse this space because listen, between the first two who came through and the stuff they like to be connected to, I want to make sure I don't mix this up and nobody's reading. But it seemed like the last four are definitely coming with the scraps of the gumbo today. The scraps, huh? So Leos, what did y'all want? I don't know if y'all were number 11. Better depth than reach, Leo. Y'all came in 11. TikTok was moderate. YouTube, good retention. Leo, y'all find the reading, but y'all tend to stay when y'all do, and I'm glad. Thank you. We just need more of y'all to find the damn door, okay? Now, honestly, that fits your energy lately because Leos have been MIA, missing in action, quiet, behind the scenes, not as visible as expected. And for Leo season, what is today? August. What's today? I think we still in Leo season. So happy birthday. And that's what I did, y'all. Y'all even made me forget. It's like, I hope nobody forget their own birthday. Golly. You don't have to, baby. You got a whole 30 minutes. You have a 30 minutes. Hold on 1 second. Children and dogs. Boy, I tell you. So anyway, so Leos, y'all did have downloads. Okay. It was very suspicious that y'all, weren't as present, but y'all did have a few downloads. The strongest leftover message after I did y'all's general love and money reading was alone. Eating alone, birthday alone, celebrating alone, spending time alone. But let me be clear. Alone does not automatically mean lonely or alone. It's like y'all didn't do nothing big this year. Okay. It may be very intimate, you and your partner, if you're with someone. Um, but something could have been happening on your actual birthday that you couldn't be or do something more. What do you want to say? Exclusive, like you all say, because y'all still like small things or small gatherings, but it wasn't no gathering at all. It was just you, maybe one or two, your kids, type energy. All right, so Scorpio already took that assignment, okay, about being lonely. Y'all weren't lonely. Some of you may have chosen solitude over doing something big. Some of you may have enjoyed that peace. Some of you may have said, I don't want nothing or nobody bothering me for my birthday. So fine. There was still something else underneath. So we are pulling the cards to see. The feeling was Leo season needing something else. Like somebody was missing, something didn't happen, a plan fell through, a person didn't show, or there was one ingredient missing that could have changed the whole feel of the season. And Leo also has been giving this energy of hiding, preparing, waiting, working in the background, waiting for one final piece before stepping forward. So the question is, were you alone because you chose it or because something didn't show up? And if something was missing, what was it? A person, attention, recognition, affection, opportunity, closure? Let's see. So the cards show love can't be rushed in the past, the hangman, sacrifice, uncertainty, lack of direction, perspective, contemplation, stepping backwards. So there you may have put the brakes on things too. Queen of Cups in the present shows compassion, kindness, intuition, healer, unconditional, giving, supportive, warmth, and soothing. You may have been doing, or this might have been the role you have had to play as of recently, Leo. So I forgot to put y'all times down, but I'll go back and see. But anyway, compassion, intuition, healing. You probably may have been in either the position to help someone at a moment of a time where they needed to heal or they were sick, or maybe you have been, and that's why you aren't doing as much for this Leo season. The future shows some sneaky energy with the Seven of Swords, but this is more about deception, hiding, scheming, strategy, um, dishonesty, sparing feelings, suspicious, but it's connected to like a love affair if it has something to do with love. Interesting. Leo, you sneaking around? Oh, oh. So Leos, I don't know here because there's this love can't be rushed. I don't know if this is two separate people and there's someone pressuring you to get into something, but you're already potentially entangled with someone else, but you are using work or being busy behind either a child or a parent as your excuse. Okay, I don't know what that is. I don't know why you would be avoiding moving forward, or maybe there's just some stagnation there when it comes to love again. Love again is key. Okay, for those who are coupled, this is more of an energy where there had to be some sacrifices in the current relationships, but you may have had lack of direction, or you guys may have had lack of direction and contemplated something. So could be due to something that had or required some form of healing. Maybe you or your partner had something that you needed to deal with, and you were dealing with it this month. Hence the fact that you guys couldn't focus on um, your birthday as much as you usually do. But going forward, there's this warning, and I'm gonna pull one or two cards to clarify because it's this warning of something could be being hidden, some kind of dishonesty, a scheme of some sort, strategy, yes, but two of swords. So stalemate, stuck in the middle, somebody's cheating. Is it you or them? Whoever you're connected to, if you're couple, could be potentially cheating. If you're single or you're dating, you are dating multiple people. One of those people is not taking it serious, but there's some kind of deception that you need to be warned about. If you are you not aware of this, hidden information, difficult choices, not seeing the way, in denial, the Hierophant. Marriage, learning, yes, there's a marriage, there is soul ties. Somebody's still married and doing something else. Or you could have soul ties to someone. It's a three-party situation. And I don't know if you're in the middle or you're just a third party to someone else's will, but that's definitely connected to your future because you're not paying attention. So, but also don't. I'm not gonna make light of Leo like y'all some of my favorite people. I'm just saying, just to give the innocent side, I am optimistic first, and optimistic is still looking bad for you because it's like warning Leo. But if this is you, when the cards show this, this means you could be found out. So, hint, hint. That's Leo's reading. All right. So who's next? Let's cleanse this energy, especially when you had the hiding, preparing, waiting for one final piece before stepping forward. Maybe you caught somebody cheating too. That's probably why you ain't focusing on no birthday stuff. You done found out some shit. I don't know. Let's cleanse that energy. Damn. Geminis, Capricorns, and Leos came with some nasty stuff. I'm so glad y'all kept that away from me because Aquarius was yesterday. I didn't need none of that. Okay? Let me clean this out of my space. Who we got ending up the four? And I hope y'all come with some better stuff. Cancer, number 12, the wild card. Baby, you came in at number 12. Y'all were very weak on TikTok. Strong replays and growth on YouTube. So your numbers basically said, I don't know what Cancer is doing either. So the wild card is what we gave y'all. So TikTok didn't really care. YouTube said, hold on, let me run that back. Y'all might be doing something. But go check out your generals, your loves, your money, your career, and wealth readings because that's where we've done your weeklies every week the last few weeks. But on TikTok, you can find just clippings of all of them. I need to update those. I'll be doing it in the next couple weeks, but keep your notifications on because September will be dropping early. Because listen, I'm trying to get this Gumbo pot cleared out 'Cause some of y'all don't want to shut up. And I'm like, is that for August or September? So, there's clearly something there. Spirit has not been pulling any extra downloads for Cancer the way they've been doing for like the others, and that matters. So let's just see what the cards say. Now, your strongest material already showed up in your generals you love, emotional themes, relationship themes, communication, things being left unsaid, crossover energy with Taurus too. So check that out if there's a connection there. I'm not gonna just make up something. So we're just gonna pull your past, present, or future card. All right. I didn't mean to put that. Hold on. What is it doing? Um. Oh yeah, that was for. See, I got so much going on that Gemini stuff keep trying to cross into y'all. But Lord, I hope y'all ain't got nothing going on with no Gemini. Okay. So yeah, y'all just got past, present, and future. I'm like, that's not their stuff. So y'all had more energy around um it's not pulling up y'all's notes. That's okay. Past, present, and future, y'all. That's okay. Let's see. No, that's too many cards. Nosy gossip needs to know everything. Investigative, curious. Could be why we can't get nothing on y'all. Y'all just nosy about everybody else's stuff. But I think there was a cross with y'all between who was it? Okay. Oh, I tell you, boy, Ace of Swords, Eight of Swords, a lot of mental energy, Two of Pentacles. Yes, now I remember there was some energy about y'all's money area. The Magician, okay, and the King of Wands. So Ace of Swords, seeing the truth, clarity, breakthrough, new ideas, discussion, facing problems, honesty, communication. But there's also some type of mental entrapment, restrictions, or victim energy. Some type of imprisonment as well. This may be why the Two of Pentacles is showing up in your present. Now, this was past energy. You may have come up with a lot of new ideas or some things that came up, whether this is in your business or just new ideas nonetheless, right? Could be just something you're doing on the side, but an entrepreneurship potential, and something has you restricted from moving forward. But this is what you've been thinking about all in the past. In your present, there's a Two of Pentacles energy with the stability, balancing, juggling, grounding, flexibility, mind and emotions, making a decision. So financially, that's where the problem is. Because in the present, even though this idea, whatever you've been wanting to put into play, has been there, what's stopping you is the money. It's not that I don't think you have enough. It's the stability part and the balancing and the juggling. You know that this will require you to invest so much more in the beginning for the startup if you don't get an investor, right? And so that's where you're needing to make a decision. Are you going to go and put an investor involved, which would have you renegotiate some things, look at things, and possibly have to look at it as a potential percentage? How are you going to play it? Because what are you offering? What are you offering? Oh, you could just put money in my idea. I hope that the idea is bad as huh. Now it says with this magician, you got all the tools you need, which would include money. So it must mean now the magician is also willpower, desire, resourceful, ability, concentration, and manifestation. So you have the resources to find whatever you don't have tangibly. Like if you don't have the money, you know where to go and get it. I hope you ain't thinking gambling because that's the first thing came up. Don't do that, okay? Because you're taking a gamble to go and take another gamble. Stupid. The King of Wands is sitting in the future energy more, and this is a clarifier. The leader energy, ego, taking control, making bold decisions, optimism, ladies' man, taking the lead in love, right? So I don't get any love energy here more than it's about an idea, finances, and a career move potentially. And so this is where we get it. We how about to say Leo? That may be significant. We get it, Cancer, because that's a Leo energy. You are the leader, but you're going to have to hire someone or designate someone to potentially take the lead in an area that may have to do with finances or potential actions and whatever this idea you can't do everything. That's what Spirit's telling me. Um, Taking control, making bold decisions, optimism, ladies, man, taking the lead in love. Now, for the lighter side, if we're gonna look at love, I don't get this at all. But that could be what's restricting you, or trapping you, or preventing things. Because guess what? You got to go and report where you're pulling this money from, especially if they're shared resources. So that could not mean. I mean, that could mean you have all the tools, the money, the everything, and this is what's preventing the relationship. Now, the clarifier here is temperance, another major energy about balance, peace, patience, calm, harmony, tranquility, subconscious, material world, union, infinity. You know what I got? Happy wife, happy life. You might have to sit the idea on the side. Or some kind of way get her reeled in on it. I don't know. Or maybe make her the partner. She's the investor. Why not? It can look sticky. It could. But I will say this. Out of all four readings today, I'm so glad to see something this light. Because the only decision you have at this point, Cancer, is to really decide whether you want to bring someone from the outside or your husband or wife into partnership or business to make this shit stick or move forward, okay? Because right now, it's either asking you to be patient if you have enough patience left, because this is something that's come from the past. If you have enough patience left to, move into that position, then do that. But if not, and you feel like it's long overdue, you have two choices: pull someone from the outside or pull in your significant other. And if you guys are at a really good place, why not? I mean, that's no question, unless they really just don't want to. Or if this is a new relationship, then ooh, I can see where that will be sticky. Okay? So that's your reading or your leftovers for the month from out the gumbo pot. And all y'all had to say, y'all didn't have to say much. Great ending, Cancers. Thank you. Thank you very much. All right, so um we're about to shut down this kitchen. Now that this pot is really done, Gemini came in with enough ingredients to feed everybody twice. I want to say what Capricorn tried to turn a tie and turn a side dish into a whole love story. I was like, oh, fuck, I gotta get out of this. Leo sat at the table alone, looking good and pretending nobody noticed. What he tried to do. And then some sticky shit came out at the end. And then Cancer came in last, looked around the kitchen and said, y'all got something else? Because y'all just here for the dessert. Me too. That's how I would be. Because listen, somebody just told me they was cooking. I should have said who I was gonna be there. Look, you should have had your ratings up, Cancer, because you could have been with the first 8 of us who got the beginning of the pot, not the last pickers, because baby, they had the scraps, the end of the pot, and they brought all the scraps. All right, so that closes out the first official Gumbo Pot Tarot that we're gonna have every middle of the month. To see whatever's left over from your generals, your love, your career, your money, your wealth. Okay, so part one got served, part two got served. Go look at part one or any of those messages or readings that may resonate with you. All right, so now the kitchen is closed. This is not gonna be an every week thing. Like I say, once a month. So keep your notifications on because it's not gonna be the same day every day. It's when I can come through because I plan to take off the end of the month and not come back until next reading. But Spirit said no, go tell them this. And I'm like, oh my goodness. The first plan was to just come with who all had messages, but then I thought that wasn't fair that there was some people with just so many great ratings and great statistics when we looked at the backlog of everything that I'm like, no, why wouldn't I come and give them something? So hence like Cancer. No, not Cancer. Cancer, y'all was at the end. It was the top 2 or 3 actually had great ratings and didn't have no downloads. I want to say that was Libra and I want to say Taurus. I don't know. But sometimes gave a paragraph, some gave a whole storyline, some gave one sentence, some gave absolutely nothing. And that is the point. I'm not forcing anything, but if Spirit gives me something, I'm just going to relay it, okay? So go warm up your leftovers, eat them up, replay, like, subscribe, and share, okay? And make sure y'all follow us on TikTok because I'm going to be clipping this so y'all don't have to see it as long, but I'm lazy with that. I clip it when I have time. So the only first ones are from the first few from the month. But yeah, if not, you want to be lazy and run it back, go check out your generals, your loves, your money, wealth, and career, and I'll see you guys next month.